Hello, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a much requested topic: working with angels in 2024. Woo! If you're watching this video, congratulations, you're alive. That's the biggest blessing on its own. And you guys will be feeling full moon energy in this video because the moon's not even full, but it always feels full to me because I'm a half full kind of glass guy. But what? Well, actually, I'll talk about that later, or in future videos about how you can make half moon's energies act like a full moon energy. But the topic of working with angels, it's really easy. Step one, turn to God. You can't skip that step. There's not been one successful person who has tried to skip that step, because their angels will literally tell me. Their angels will be like, he tried to work with us and he tried to defile God. Like, no. You can't go around God and work with angels, and you can't do bad things and work with angels. Your angels are the ones who are outing you most of the times, and your angels are the ones who are making you have karma sometimes, just so you guys learn and become better people. So for the people who, and this is one thing I really seen with people who work with Saint Michael the Archangel very specifically, is angels love you. God loves you. But if you're doing bad and you're going to hell and you're going to, and I say going to hell because some people who are out here in the spiritual community are doing some horrible, sick things, like very bad things, like voodoo dolls and on entire families and children and stuff like that. Like, you know, when you get a new body down there, you get a new body and it can't die. I'll talk about that in future videos, but you pay for what the energy you put out. No thoughts are hidden from God. No thoughts are hidden from our guides. Everything's made known. So we usually act on thoughts, and thoughts become actions, and regardless, every intention is exposed in the spiritual world. Everything can be played back to us when we die. But when it comes with working with angels, if these angels see you doing some nasty things, they're gonna correct you because they love you, and they're doing it because God asks them to help you be on the right track. Sometimes when people start off working with angels, and some of you are not honest, some of you are flat out not honest, and it will be very apparent and be very made well known when working with angels. So is it scary for people of darkness? Yeah, but it's trying to get, the whole function of this is trying to move you to doing good and nothing but good. So the first step is purify your vessel. Make sure you're clean. Make sure what you're doing is correct. Make sure your actions are good. And people have a very specific terminology of what's good. So people will hurt other people and put other people down and make fun of other people, and then lie, steal, hurt, etc., and take advantage of really kind people. But you know what happens to those people? Those people get obliterated and they don't ever recognize it. So the thing is, be good, be pure. People are like, well, being good is boring. Being good is fun, okay? Because you have God backing you, you're doing everything right. And the earth is literally a playground. This is a giant playground. Heaven's a playground for those who are good. Hell's it's a playground for those who abuse their playground on earth and who are the mean kids and bullying, okay? Now, when it comes to working with angels, that's the first step you have to do. Purify your vessel. Confront yourself. I've been teaching about shadow work. I'll teach more about shadow work. I might have to come up with a different work for shadow work, because shadow work online is a joke. People are joking with themselves. And when they come across my channel, they're like, geez, his shadow work's kind of mean. Like, he's forcing me to confront qualities about myself. How dare he? I'm not going to change anything about myself because everything I'm doing is perfect, and actually nothing's working out for you. So how about you change that? Yeah, my shadow work is very vicious, and I do my shadow work with myself because the way a shadow works, and the way the shadow work as a crystal is obsidian. It literally, if you put on obsidian, you're probably crying afterwards. That's how shadow work should be. You shouldn't be, hey, that was fun, that was amazing, haha, hashtag witchy, I did my shadow work, haha, blowing a balloon, and just, I don't know, because shadow work should not be a joke. For the people laughing at home. And yeah, it'll get dark out here, but you guys will see the beautiful, amazing beach lights now. The thing with shadow work is you must do shadow work to work with, actually there's light in the background, so yeah. The thing with shadow work is you must do that to work with angels, because and the thing about this is people are like, well, my angels must hate me, I must be doing wrong, blah 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 blah. No, they don't. They have actually all the time in the world. If you're doing right and you're being a good person, they know. If you're having a bad, which I don't think there's anything such as a bad day, but some people think they're having bad days, and they're yelling, screaming, cussing, swearing, breaking stuff. That's not gonna push your angels away from you. What pushes angels away from you is them seeing what you become in the future due to your current vibration and what you start attracting. So if you're a good person and you have bad days, you're not going to scare them away, because they know that humans are humans and we're subject to having good days and lesser good days, which I call them, because I don't believe any human has a bad day, especially with God behind you. God's not going to have a day that he's not protecting you and uplifting you and changing things. Usually when you guys have bad days, you're not actually having bad days. Those days are actually amazing days, but you're getting protected and removed from something or moved around so that you're better suited in the future so it doesn't happen again in a worse circumstance. But for working with angels, you're like, well, all this talk about being a good person and all this talk about purifying your vessel, yeah, that's the essence of it, because you guys will have angels that don't talk. You'll have angels that won't want to, they'll be around you, but they won't be near you, if that makes sense. They'll keep themselves at a distance, and they'll be close to you at the same time because they're waiting for you to get yourself right. So you have to make sure you're doing everything correctly. You have to make sure you're aligning yourself. You have to make sure any kind of bad habits, you're confining those and doing the shadow work to release them, so you're just becoming a better person. That's the essence of it. You can't, and the number one step is, most importantly, go to God. Ask God for help. If you're just talking to angels, if you're just trying to work with angels without his help, you're not doing anything. You're doing nothing. And people don't want to hear that. That's not trendy. It might not be trendy, to say the truth, but I'm not sugarcoating anything. If you want sugarcoating, go to TikTok. Not even my TikToks are sugarcoated, but the entire section of the TikTok is just funny videos about how to work with an angel and blah, 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 blah. Like, and then people are actually working with fallen angels at most, so you'll get the attention of someone else. That's what happens for people who want a reaction from an angel. That's what they'll get, because they keep irking the angel, and the angel basically said, their angel will be like, okay, get yourself right first. Focus on yourself, align yourself, make sure you're not your own worst enemy. Don't be taking stuff out on other people. Don't blame other people for your mistakes. Calm yourself down, etc. And then we'll talk, okay? So it's kind of like a teacher who is waiting for you to start. Actually, I don't know. Well, maybe in the U.S., but when you're yelling, screaming, lashing out, and they're like, okay, I'll wait. Okay, do you want to learn now or what? Like, and that's it. They're not mean. Let me talk about the personality of angels. They're very funny. They're very cool, and they're very happy. When you're not happy, do you ever wonder what happens when you're not feeling good and your angels are just like, you're like, what's going on with them? Like, why are they letting this happen? Because it's not that they're letting it happen. It's happening, and you have to turn closer to God in that moment, because he's the one who puts the armor on your angels. If your angel needs an extra sword, an extra shield, an extra helmet, he's the one to give them that, okay? If they need bigger wings, if they need upgrades, he's the one to do that. You can't do anything on your own, and neither can your angel. That's why angels work in teams. So one angel might specialize in this, one might specialize in this. And if you guys see how many angels there are, there's a lot. When you see a room full of angels, it's like, and they're all moving around as lights. But they're very, yeah. I'm seeing lights over my phone now, but angels are amazing. They're awesome and they're wonderful. So what happens if you're not in a good mood, but you're yelling, screaming, you're falling out of vibration? They're most likely just looking at you. I'm laughing because it happens to all of us, but they're probably just going like this. Like as if they're looking at their phones. It's like this. And they're waiting for you to calm down. And like, when you calm down, like step in and be like, oh, okay, cool. So do they feel bad? Do they feel upset? Yeah, but there's only so much they can do unless you're asking God for help. Okay? Can they help you a bunch more? Yes, they can, but you have to ask God first. I hope you guys are getting the trend. Now, what are some cool things about angels? They're amazing. They're awesome. And I talk to angels very, very often. How do you know who's your angel? Oh, that's a good question. Usually, there's a lot of angels. None of you just have one. There's like, you can think of it like this. You know, a stadium. It's a good example. A stadium in the field. How it's like this, then it's like this, then it's like this, and there's layers. it's kind of the same thing with you guys and angels. So usually in the layers that are closer to you are your main angels, or the angels you decide to be your main angels. Sometimes they're decided on past lives. Sometimes they're decided in current lives. But the thing is, and I'm very happy about this topic. I love it. I'm an angelologist and I love angels. They're the most amazing thing ever. You guys can't tell. And angels will give you strength and energy as long as you ask God first. So ask God, okay, Father in heaven, I'm asking you for strength, I'm asking you for clarity. So be specific about what you're asking for. And now your angels, and sometimes you don't even know it, but when you pray, and for people who are close to God without talking to angels, he sends them regardless. The angels show up regardless. That's why for the people who are the closest to God that I talk to, they have all these angels around them and they have no idea that the angels are there. And it brings the people a lot of peace to find out all these angels are around them, because the angels they play games, they have fun, they like to laugh, they like to joke. They're fun. Now, this is a really good topic question, is what about fallen angels? Because they used to be angels. Now, people are like, well, angels don't have free will. Okay, why are there demons then? Because they didn't want to be angels, or they got kicked out because they were doing something else that they didn't want to do. They didn't want to be good. Now they're not good. Now, and as it gets darker, I'm just like, woo. I wish I had well, I'm just going to show you guys the beautiful background, but the thing with angels is they're not being forced against their will to do their jobs. They're doing it because they love you and they love helping you, and they love the glory of everything that is godly and everything that is good, okay? So, in fallen angels, because some people who are dark will try to push a reaction out of their angels, and the angels are just like, you're foolish. And as I say dark, and my eyes look like a little, like a video game character. It's like, but, and I have fun making videos walking around. This is always a feel-good thing, because when I'm at my house doing my videos, I'm just in one station. I get to move around here, guys. Look at the moon between the clouds. But with fallen angels, the thing is, they can be nice, they can be sweet, they can be charming. So they do have some, I mean, there's some fallen angels that are just flat out nasty. Like, they're just, it's like, oh, what in the world? So some of them will just like, yeah, hurt. They'll just do the most nasty, vicious of things, and they're foul. Which, those ones are very easy to get. Those are actually the easiest ones ever to get rid of, because they follow a certain set of spiritual laws. But when it comes to the sweet angels, that's actually how most people become demonologists and fall into snares of the trap of the enemy. Which, that's a losing battle. That battle has been lost before, and it will continue to be lost again. Why are people on the losing team? I don't understand, because all those entities are going to a very specific place. And it's not, because those entities are very tricky, cunning, smart, and they specialize in outsmarting humans. So for people who can hear fallen angels, it gets very dark for them. It gets very dark. It seems like they're getting hit with curses and hexes and just black magic every single day, when it's just that entity having a good time. So the difference between angels, angels like to have a good time, but it's a good time. It's not like haha, they tripped and fell, haha, look at the pain they're in, versus like that, they get a little spooked. That's a difference between a fallen angel and an angel, is when you get to certain lines, because angels are like very similar to kids. So like you dropped your what do you call it, like, I made your sweater fall off, or like, I made the sweater fall off the door, or whatever. That was me. Versus the sweater is now burning, ha ha ha. It's, I hope you guys are getting the trend. This is funny, but it's true. With angels, it's about having a good time, moving closer to God, doing nothing but good, and spreading good. So for people who have a bunch of angels around them, you'll always encounter people with other angels. It's because a lot of you are actually sharing angels. What do I mean by that? Angels such as Michael, Raphael, Raguel, just all these different angels are omnipresent. So they bypass third dimensional laws that allow them to be other people's angels as well. So people are like, well, I thought Michael was my angel. Why is he your angel too? Because he's omnipresent. There's a certain interdimensional property that we can't understand, because we won't understand it till we get to the afterlife. But these angels can kind of split themselves apart and be in different places at the same time, because they're on such a high wavelength of energy. How cool! So I've said a lot about angels in this video. How do you work with them? By moving closer to God and asking him for guidance. And whatever specific angels around you, it takes time. Angelic connection takes time. Demonic connection is very quick. Angelic connection, it can be very slow, but very rewarding. It doesn't just leave. Demonic connection, horrible. It'll come to you in a day, it'll leave in a day. It'll be very random, but it'll just leave. And it can be over the tiniest thing. It can be like, okay, things level up and it's gone to the next person. But if you're a good person and you just keep doing good, then you'll have more angels around you. If you're a dark person, then you'll push your angels away from you, or the angels who are trying to help you are just going to go quiet. That's pretty much it. But do good and good will come to you. Do bad and bad will come to you. It's very simple. These rules don't change. People try to change the rules. People try to break the rules. You can't do that. You can't go around God. You can't. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section and I'll add the questions to the future videos. And I encourage you guys, ask your questions because I'm writing them down. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.